Joe, you're chair of the all-party wellbeing group. So why do you think wellbeing is an interesting issue for public policy?
Well, obviously for decades we've been collecting a wide range of economic indicators, the most common of which is GDP, and these do a good job in helping the government to make decisions, but they don't tell the whole story. And certainly if you speak to people, as I do as a Member of Parliament, you quickly realise that people are interested in other things, in the amount of time they get with their family, in their local environment, the sense of community, in so many things that are entirely excluded by the pure economic measures of GDP. So the government's move to measure well-being is, I think, a very important step. It's going to give us lots of information that's going to help in policy making to ensure that other issues are also considered, as well as just the impact on the bottom line.
So can you think of areas of policy where the government might have made a slightly different decision in the past if it had the sort of data that it will be getting as the ONS starts to be better informed about well-being?
Well, obviously part of the exciting thing about this is we have to see what the data tells us, but if we do look at the research on happiness and well-being and quality of life, there are some things which very clearly are shown to be negative. So one example would be the amount of time spent commuting to work, which is something which isn't really considered as a factor in transport policy or economic policy, but actually is something which could have led to a different way of government thinking about our work life. Another one would be the amount of personal debt. Now, the government previously had a massive sort of personal debt boom. We had the consumer credit bubble, and this was actually part of the problem that meant that we weren't in a good state to deal with the aftermath of the recession when the bubble burst. But actually, if you've been looking at that from a wellbeing perspective, unsecured personal debt has a very negative impact on well-being, so there might have been some differences made in policy earlier on looking at it from that perspective. Those are just a couple of examples. The really exciting thing is we're going to get the data as well as the main key indicators that will be published. There will need to be a wide range of data that's collected which can help policymakers drill down and see what's affecting it, what's making the number move up or down, what are the things therefore that we could do differently in policy terms to have an impact.
And do you think there is a lot of interest in Parliament in this at the moment?
Well, the all-party group was founded a couple of years ago, and certainly since the government's announcement that the ONS will be measuring this, there has been an increased interest. The last meeting that we held was our best attended, and a very good debate was had. So I think there is an interest. There's, I think, across all parties an increasing realisation that we need to have these measures. We need to know bluntly what gets measured gets done. So we need to know this information just to inform ministers in making decisions, and also from the opposition's point of view to perhaps hold the government to account in a slightly different way on well-being, not just the economics.